Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Once more here with Moxen and the Mogmenders, where we have another rank up. A monumental task. Where could she be? Where could she be? Ah, there you are, Desiree. Terrason's ready to discuss how to begin building the statue, but we dare not start without you, Kupo. Now, let's see what he has to say. Desiree, how good of you to join us. Once all day graces us with his presence, we can begin our discussion. Ah, here he is now.
Greetings. For what purpose did you summon me here? Did you require my strength once more?
Indeed, all day. We would avail ourselves of your legendary strength. All of our work thus far has brought us to this decisive moment, and without your stout wings, I fear we will have little hope of success.
Then of course my wings are yours. I would never stand idly by as my friends struggle. No task is too large for me.
I knew we could count on your support, Kupo. Finally, we are ready to begin work on the Mogmenders' first official commission, the statue requested by Gullinbursti. A monument to friendship and peace, now lost to time. With their new tools, the Mogmenders are working with more vigor than I've ever seen. I believe we are more than ready to rise to this challenge.
You're ready, Kupo. Ready to build a statue. A statue of what exactly?
It is the answer to that question which I have been contemplating, my dear Moxen. Unfortunately, we have no pictures, no stories, and no remnants on which we can base the statue's form. We know only that it stood more than 1,000 years ago, during the age when dragon and man lived together in harmony.
Could it be a Koopa tree? Or an enormous cloud melon? Don't be daft, Moxen. The statue likely depicted dragon and man. Whoever once told me many such sculptures used to dot the land.
All day, I must say I had much the same thought. What better subject could there have been to immortalize a bond which, at the time, must have seemed unbreakable?
Even so, there's still so much we don't know. How were they posed? How many were there? No statues remain to draw inspiration from. Terrason, do any survive down below?
Perhaps, but I fear they might prove difficult to procure. Unfortunately, there still are those who think simply glimpsing such an image would be grounds to accuse one of heresy. However, there may be another way. Our mutual friends, the Temple Knights, have spent generations chasing heretics. Doubtless they have seized at least a few of their idols during their ceaseless struggle. Desiree, there's much work for us to do here at Bahr Lehs. I would ask you to journey to Ishgard and ask our dear Handeloop if he can part with an idol. I have confidence he will oblige your request. Will he though? However, if perchance he is hesitant to do so, hand him this letter. I believe it shall prove to be adequately convincing.
And what of us? While Desiree is away, what should we do? Continue our stonemasonry practice?
No, my dear Moxen. There are preparations to be made. Speak with Mogmenders and ready the stone we will use for the statue. All day, pray help Moxen with his duties. For my part, I shall begin drawing up plans for the statue's base. Well then, I look forward to meeting again. May we all return with good news. Okay. Now, Handeloop. Handeloop. You require an idol seized from the heretics? My apologies, Desiree, but such a request is not within my power to grant. Pray understand that, much as I would like to offer you a helping hand, there are some matters where my reach is limited. Letter? A letter from Lord Terrason. He writes that the figures in question were taken unlawfully from the churning mists, and that the Moogles, as caretakers of the ancient ruins therein, are obliged to petition their return. A rather more bureaucratic approach than I had anticipated, but I would expect no less from a lord of House Desmel, as skilled with his words as he is with hammer and chisel. He has not told you? That cunning old fox is none other than Tarrison de Desmel, formerly Count Tarrison de Desmel. Although he has long since stepped down, he still does not scruple to intercede in various affairs. In any event, his reasoning is sound, and I see no harm in following his plan. Speak with my man Vainkenner. He will provide you with what you need. You require an idol, yes? I believe this one should do. They all look the same to me. Dreadfully ugly, isn't it? Well, I suppose there's no accounting for taste. And back to the churning mists. You returned. Was Hendelope willing to oblige our request? This is an object of heresy and untold evil. Seems harmless enough to me, and the craftsmanship is superb. I do believe this will provide the perfect model for a statue. Excellent work, my friend. However, I cannot help but notice you no longer have a letter I wrote. I suppose that means Sir Hendelope told you who I am? That a simple epistle would sway a man of his standing. Well then, let me apologize for the belated introduction. I am Tarrison de Desmel, erstwhile Count of my house. I'm happy to say my son now enjoys that burden, leaving me to spend my days as I please. I try to stay busy, of course, and our project here has been a boon in that regard. However, do not think this some whim born of idleness. No, this is how I wish to live out my twilight years, as my true self, as a craftsman. House Desmel was built upon a foundation of mastery of wood, steel and stone. From a young age, I strove to learn the techniques of my forefathers. Alas, once I became Count, I was forced to trade my hammer and chisel for quill and parchment. A Count's craft is to uphold the honor of his house, his tools, his wit and wiles. I was bound to the eternal struggle for glory and prestige, and as the months bled into the years, my days as an artisan faded into half-forgotten memory. It was in this single-minded state I raised my sons, teaching them naught of the joy of crafting. Perhaps by imparting my knowledge to others, I am in some small way trying to alleviate that regret. I've gone on too long again. Truly, I thank you for listening to this old man's ramblings. Now, let us return to the task at hand. The statue must be built, and I have a job perfectly suited to your skills. What purpose would our efforts serve if a sculpture we build cannot withstand the elements? To prevent that from happening, I would ask that you prepare a coating to shield our work from the harsh winds and rains in this region. As always, Mogmenders shall provide you with what you require. Bring your completed work to Mogson, and we shall make use of it at once. Did you see them moving those huge stones, Cooper? Just watching them made my belly rumble. But I will do my duty. Until the statue is complete, I'll be here to give you whatever you need. And up, right? Statue supplies. Desiree, it goes without saying, but the Mogmenders are grateful for all your help so far. Gribber, just a little bit more and we'll have finished. So let's see what we've made. You've certainly outdone yourself this time. Gullinbursti will surely be in awe at the quality of our work.
And now, all that's left is to build, build, build. We've done it, Kubo. Can you feel it? This must be how the landlords and skylords felt the moment they built this plaza ages ago. I can only imagine what Gullinbursti's reaction will be.
Little ones, how fares your work? If it is too difficult, simply say so. I shall allow you to return home before I raze this place to the ground.
On the contrary, Gullinbursti, you could not have arrived at a more opportune time. The statue is complete and the desert even more majestic than it was before. Behold!
I have not seen this statue in a long time. Yes, it is as it was. Almost. Your work is adequate. As promised, I shall leave you be. Continue in peace.
Almost? Adequate? But why would you say that, Kubo?
He was not satisfied.
Thanks to your efforts, the statue has been erected in Bahr Lehs. It would seem your work is complete, but Gullinbursti's cryptic words suggest otherwise. Reputation up. Your reputation has increased to honored. New Moogle quest from Mogek. And more wares. So, what do we have? Dragon Draft for their belief. You have noticed the stone buildings of a churning mist are caked with centuries of molten grime. While some might say this gives them character, I'm not sure it makes for the healthiest environment. I entrusted the task of scouring the buildings to some Moogles at Zenith. Having done so, they soon requested more adept hands. Yours, Kubo. They will explain everything there. A fish for his favors. Oh, good. I wanted to speak to you while Bahr is away. You see, he has done so much for us and we wanted to give him a worthy gift. If you didn't already know, Bahr is quite the connoisseur of cloudfish, Kubo. We sent one of our best mockfishers to search for the perfect catch to present to him. But he seems to be taking his time, Kubo. So could you possibly, you know, Kubo?
Tremble finishing.
Desiree, the Mogmenders and I had a splendid idea. Do you recall how crystals are strengthened when bathed in the roar of dragons? Well, consider the Cooper tree, which in Aether are the natural source of crystals. If they were to roar at one, surely it would bear even better crystals, yes? You would like to test this theory, so could you summon Bahr and ask him to roar upon a Cooper tree? Oh, and while you're at it, might you also stop by one of the clusters we gather and have him roar on it as well?
Let's see, which one do we do first? Some parts of Zinus don't look good anymore. They really need some...
You've come to the right place, Kubo. We have a cleaning team Mogek sent to scrape the structures. I suppose you're wondering why our Wyvern friend is here? We were given metal rasp from the Temple Knight Sappers, but they wore down too quickly. It was by chance that we found something else to use. Coarse dragon scales, which have proven to be surprisingly resilient. Fortunately, this molding Wyvern was happily volunteered to help. However, we're having trouble removing the scales from the mold, as our paws are less suited than your fingers to the task. Can you do it for us?
My skin itches. Okay, come.
A bit of dead skin drifts through the air as you pluck handfuls of scale flakes from the mold on the Wyvern's back.
He breathes a sigh of relief. It feels much better than scraping my back against the cracks.
Let's see what you got, Kubo. Great work, Kubo. They snap off far too easily if they are brittle, but these ones will do nicely. That being said, we have one more favor to ask of you. As a talented artisan, could you show us how to whip up an adhesive sticky enough to affix the scales to these metal shafts for the rasps? My friend over there will be one to collect them. Thanks again for your help, Kubo.
Dragon scale rasp. Who was this? You, modest Moogle.
I'm waiting, Kubo. Thank you. I'll give every other. The buildings of a churning mist will be sparkling in no time, Kubo.
All right. Now, Dexterous Dragonet. Summon Way off, please.
Well met, Dodogman. What's your business here? And so you're requesting the help of Way off once more. Give me a moment, I shall call him over. Look how it glows. Surely the crystals are stronger now.
There was one more that you would have me bellow my magic upon, yes?
Which one?
This one.
The air from the cluster is changing. I can feel it. I'll have to be careful not to get sick.
And at that, it would seem my work here is done. I'm glad to have been of some help to you, daughter of man. Now let us return.
Drat's fight again. That was my last lure too. Oh, hello there. So you're Desiree, aren't you? My younger brother Mogwon never tires of talking of your craftsmanship. Perhaps the fates have conspired to bring you here. For hours I get not so much as a nibble until my last lure is snatched away. A moment later, an expert artisan like yourself appears before me. Please, let me help, Kubo. I beg you mold me bait in the shape of a cloudfish, one so tasty that even I would be tempted to take a bite. If you need materials, go visit Mogwon and Azam. He would gladly hand over some for you to use. Okay, Mogwon. My robber lost another lure. Well, normally I'd complain, but this time I'm sure you'll create one of exceptional quality, so you can be more careful with it. Here you are, Kubo. Ah, wasted, but okay. I tried finding some worms to use as bait without much success. Have you finished making the lure? Beautiful work, Kubo. If I didn't know it was a lure, I'd love and share it as a pet, Kubo. Well then, I shall try it out at my best spot and see what I can hook. No following me now. The master Mogfisher never reveals his secrets. Of course, I would be an idiot not to try out Tal Kaj, where all the boastful catches are found. Let us meet there after I try out this new lure. I try not to disappoint, Kubo. Okay, now back there, I suppose. This tackle you made for me is superb, Kubo. As soon as I lowered my fishing pole over the cliffside, my line wouldn't stop trembling. Out of all my catches, I believe this one's the finest. As a mockfisher, I've seen all manner of common cloudfish, but this particular one is uncommon to me. To a dragon? That would be a rare treat, right? So long it's not poisonous? Welcome, daughter of man. Did you wish to speak to me? I have a gift for him. Ah, what a succulent-looking fish! For they are, I imagine. I shall summon him for you right away. This adventurer and the Moogles have something for you. Such a delicacy I have not seen in ages. Therefore a reason for this lavishness. Just a gift for all your help. I'm truly humbled by this gift, and I will be sure to take my time in savoring it. Pray, give my thanks to the Moogles. I'm so glad you had a direct hand in helping us express gratitude to Bahr for his assistance to the Mogmenders. We couldn't have done it without you, Kubo. I'm also somewhat relieved that Bahr recognized it. The Mogfisher said he wasn't sure what kind of fish it was, so it would be a disaster if it was poisonous. At any rate, thank you so much for your help. Until next time. As I was saying, as long as it's not poisonous. Ah, there you are, Kubo. I was surprised to hear from one of her wyvern that she was flying past Zenith and saw the Moogles using their old scales to make better rasps. Well, you know what I say. A dragon's trash is a Moogle's treasure, Kubo. Actually, no. No one really says that. But for the moment, it's true, right? You're back, Kubo. I'm glad that I didn't see any explosions in the distance. I was a little worried that the magic of dragons might be too potent in the presence of all that aether. Makes me reflect on how fortunate we are to have you and Bahr as sisters like this. If it weren't for you two, I don't think the Mogmenders would have made it half as far as they have. I suppose it just goes to show that no Moogle is an island couple. Alright, and that was the Moogle quest for today. Until next time when, well, our Moogle friends are further and perhaps we figure out what Gullinbursti didn't like about our statue. Anyway, until next time, I am Ace and don't get lost.